Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Well, we got a monster out there. I've created one. It's my son-in-law who lives outside of Philadelphia, and he found a group of reels on Facebook Marketplace. And we're going to call this one the Facebook Marketplace Flea Market Finds. But we have the opportunity here to look at a bunch of reels that were acquired relatively inexpensively. And quite honestly, my son-in-law is taken to trying to learn a little bit more about reel repair, and these are going to be great tuition reels for him, and the opportunity to learn a lot about some of the manufacturers. So let's get started. First one up is a Mitchell. This is a modern day Mitchell. So the modern day Mitchells are owned by Pure Fishing. The manufacturer is in China, and the reels bear no resemblance to the early editions of the Mitchell Garcia reels. This is a phaser, PH phaser 1000. This one turns smooth. It's nice and easy. My guess is that it's probably made in the same plant that the Abu reels are made now. They're sister brands for Pure Fishing, and they're a lower end introduction. This one is probably sells for $29, and well, overall it's a nice smooth reel that well, can go fishing for a long time to come. So I always encourage folks to take the opportunity to buy some fishing reels, take them apart, and not care whether you can make them work again or not. The opportunity presented, well, the tuition. You're going to learn how the reels are made, who made them, a little bit about the manufacturer's history. You're going to learn a little bit about, well, the era. This one, for example, is a metal cased reel. It was sold by Kmart. The brand was the Kmart 3500, and it looks very much like an Olympic reel of the time, and it was made in Japan. And I guess 15 may have been what they were trying to sell it for. He didn't pay near that for any of these reels. I think he probably averaged $5 or $6 on the reels. This one has what I call a bang bail. It has a spring assist on this side. It's going to come over, it's going to knock the back end of this bail, and that's what's going to trip it. So there is no internal trip mechanism for that. It's a nice solid reel. It's a 30 size reel. That's why the 3500 classification between the 30 and a 40 size reel. And well, they're solid, well-made reels to last a long time. This is an interesting one. This is a Jones Beach, which is an Ocean City reel. It is a direct drive reel. It does not have a star adjuster to it. It may be pre-war. Pre-war was almost always wooden handles. Ocean City predated Penn. Actually, the founder of Penn worked for Ocean City. Both companies were in Philadelphia. He left Ocean City to found Penn. I'm going to do some research on this one. This is the Jones Beach. It has a 250-yard line capacity, and this one's solid. There's no chips or cracks. It turns smooth and easy, and I like that reel a lot. He has another Ocean City here. This is one of the ones that, well, just kind of comes in a variety of shapes and formats, but the internals are very much the same. This one is a 980. I don't know exactly what the model may have been called. This is another direct drive reel without the star adjuster. Again, turns free and easy. Needs a little oil and grease. Spool spin's nice, but the gearing does not. So we probably have a lot of frozen greases and oils in there. He's going to have some fun. This is another one. This is a Garcia. This is after Garcia exited their agreement with Mitchell. Mitchell went bankrupt. And then you had these, I believe these were the Kingfisher reels, although the plate is missing. Very much looks like a Mitchell 300, at least from the exterior. Internally, it's a different reel. Well, if you like these types of videos, if you like to see these, and well, in this case, he's going to be servicing them. But if you like to see these types of videos, then, well, subscribe to my channel. That's the best way to see them. And you will learn as other people learn. So here's an interesting one. This is a Damn Quick. It's the DAM International 10. This one was made in Japan, not Germany. And you may see that this is kind of stuttering here. Well, one of the things I notice here is it's probably a bent bail again. There's the screws seem like they're too far out, but I'm just going to try a little penetrating oil. This is generally a trick when you find an older reel like this. It's usually sticking because, well, it hasn't seen oil in a very long time. So let's just put some oil out there. There you go. Just, well, once it did, once it didn't. So this whole thing needs to be tightened up. You can see how these bail arms move. The screws need to be tightened up, and there's probably tension on that spring. And we have another one here. This is a Wright & McGill. This is an interesting one. Wright & McGill, of course, founded Eagle Claw. And this is also a Japanese reel. I'm not sure who made this one. Somebody out there, I'm sure, will know. And I think, overall, I don't think he paid $50 for the lot. And he's got quite a lot. So, there you go. Nice operating reel. This is the find of the lot. This is the Penn 430SS. And it seems to be working fine. When you check these, you always want to check that oscillation on this reel. These tend to get sloppy over time. There's a little hook that is the oscillation inside here. It rides on a stud connecting across a crosswind arm to the axle shaft. And every now and then it gets elongated and slides a lot. Again, tuition reels. This one's missing a handle. I wanted to say this was a Shakespeare Diablo, but I'm not sure. It says Shakespeare Pro Touch. Yeah, and this features that easy cast type of a button. Again, all of these seem to be tight on those bails. Oh, you can see he's got quite a bit. As I said, he averaged probably less than $5. Here's another Garcia Kingfisher, a little bit bigger now. So this one's probably alongside the Mitchell 306. Probably about a 50 size reel. Smooth and easy. It's a ball bearing reel. It says the Garcia Corporation manufactured in Japan, which puts that somewhere in the 70s. This is always a fun one. This is a micro spin. I think this is Shakespeare as well. Yeah, this is a Shakespeare reel as well. This one's controlled. You control your casting by releasing this button rather than the traditional push button below. This one hangs below the rod, as opposed to many of those closed-faced bait casters which go above the rod. We have a little bit of everything here. This is another Shakespeare, I think. Yep, Shakespeare OK. And automatic. This one's controlled by the spring. You tighten the spring, and then you release and retrieve with the button. This one's turning free and easy. So we do have a classic Mitchell here. This is the Mitchell 308. If it's Taiwan based, yeah, this is Taiwan based. So this went away from the traditional planetary gears that the 308s had. The 308s manufactured in Taiwan went to a more straight up, well, we can probably show you here. Straight up main gear and crosswind arm, as opposed to the planetary gears of the earlier 308s. Let's see if I'm right on this one or not. Yeah, so we've kind of gone to a straight up main gear. That drive is very similar to the 300s that came out of Taiwan as well. Uses a pin, it's offset, but if you go to the earlier ones on the 308s, they have the planetary gears, which are similar to the 302 manufactured reels. Well, we've got quite a pile of reels here, and we still have a few more to go. This one is a Shakespeare Omni. This is also going to be Japan. So he found an awful lot of Japanese reels. This is a very budget reel. You don't have a fully formed bail, if you will. You have a bent piece of wire here that's going to act as that. A rather rudimentary click mechanism here. This was clearly a entry-level reel, but you know what? It works. 3 more reels here. Here's a big one. This reminds me of the Berkeley reels. This is a Sport Fisher 6100, also made in Japan. The Berkeley reels definitely had that shield kind of a shape. This is a huge saltwater reel, and it's working. So cosmetically, it's poor, but mechanically, it runs, and it runs nicely. We have an earlier Zebcoat 202 closed-faced reel. And the good news with a lot of these, that one's not releasing, but the good news with a lot of these is that they are working. And one last one here, This is kind of an interesting one. This is also a Japanese reel. It's called the Spin Light, but I don't know much about this reel. It almost looks like, well, it looks like the earlier Arex reels, but that's not it. A Spin Light from Japan. Well, he's going to keep himself busy, and I hope that you were entertained by this. Again, these won't make it to video because he'll be working on these, but I would appreciate your comments, and well, maybe I can talk him into leaving one or two of them with me if you really want to see the videos on them. So hope you've enjoyed that. Again, if you did, please subscribe, and if you do subscribe, please use that notification button as a way to find out when those videos are posted. To our first responders, our police, fire, rescue, and everybody involved in public safety, thank you for all it is that you do to keep us safe. I truly do appreciate your efforts. And to everyone, please enjoy the art of reel repair. You can still find reels relatively inexpensively. Call them tuition reels. Go buy them, take them apart. Don't be afraid if you don't get them back together right or they don't work. You will learn from it, and I think we all learn from our failures. So it's a great way to get involved in the art of fishing reel service, and I encourage each of you to do that. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.